A single word, uttered by a desperate leader, completely shifted the course of a global conflict. This powerful word was Nyet, a simple Russian no spoken by Soviet ambassador Valerian Zorin. It was uttered during a tense United Nations Security Council meeting concerning the Cuban Missile Crisis. The year was a precarious time, teetering on the brink of nuclear annihilation between superpowers. Imagine the world holding its breath, awaiting decisions that could seal humanity's fate forever. The situation demanded immediate, decisive action from the international community, especially the United States. However, Zorin's abrupt Nyet threw a wrench into the carefully orchestrated diplomatic machinery. This single syllable carried immense weight, representing a complete negation of the proposed resolution. It signaled an unyielding stance, a refusal to cooperate or de-escalate the escalating tensions. The atmosphere in the council chambers crackled with disbelief and palpable tension. Many observers believed this denial was a critical turning point in the entire crisis. But that's not the strangest part.
The real shock came not from the word itself, but from its profound, immediate impact.
Because Zorin's Nyet wasn't just a diplomatic maneuver, it was a calculated gamble. He was responding to an accusation that Soviet forces were responsible for downing a U-2 spy plane over Cuba. The U.S. ambassador, Adlai Stevenson, dramatically presented photographic evidence of the wreckage. Stevenson directly confronted Zorin, demanding to know if Soviet forces were responsible for the shoot-down. Zorin's defiant Nyet was meant to deny any Soviet involvement and stall for time. However, the photographic evidence was undeniable, making his denial seem utterly preposterous. This public refutation of blatant evidence exposed a significant crack in Soviet credibility. It made their subsequent explanations and justifications appear incredibly weak and untrustworthy. Wait until you hear what comes next. The immediate consequence was a hardening of stances, making peaceful resolution far more challenging. The world watched, terrified, as diplomacy seemed to falter under the weight of this single word. This moment amplified the urgency for direct communication between the leaders of the superpowers. It highlighted the dangers of brinkmanship and the devastating consequences of miscalculation. The Nyet incident underscored how easily words, or their absence, could escalate a dangerous situation. It demonstrated the immense pressure and high stakes involved in nuclear standoffs. This single word, Nyet, became a symbol of the Soviet Union's rigid, often inscrutable diplomatic posture. It also showcased the power of public exposure and undeniable evidence in international relations. And then something unexpected happened. The sheer absurdity of Zorin's denial, coupled with Stevenson's brilliant presentation, created a global spectacle.
It galvanized international opinion against Soviet actions, increasing pressure for a peaceful outcome.
The incident arguably pushed both sides closer to finding a diplomatic solution to avoid war. Leaders realized the peril of relying on bluff and denial when nuclear war was a real possibility. This confrontation indirectly spurred the creation of the Moscow-Washington hotline for direct communication. It was a stark reminder that even in the darkest hours, clear communication is absolutely vital. The crisis eventually subsided with a secret agreement to remove U.S. missiles from Turkey. However, the lingering shadow of Zorin's Nyet served as a permanent lesson. It taught us about the fragility of peace and the importance of truth in high-stakes negotiations. This historical exchange powerfully illustrates how a single utterance can redefine global stability. It emphasizes the critical role of context and the perception of truth in international affairs. The power of words, especially in moments of crisis, can never be underestimated. This event fundamentally altered perceptions of Soviet transparency and diplomatic integrity. It proved that even a simple no could carry the weight of world-altering implications. The historical record shows the profound impact of that single, defiant Russian word. It remains a powerful case study in Cold War diplomacy and nuclear brinkmanship. Understanding this moment helps us grasp the delicate balance of global power dynamics. It's a testament to how communication failures can lead to near catastrophe. The Nyet incident highlights the importance of presenting verifiable facts in any debate. This historical single-word footnote in the long struggle for global peace. Demonstrated the immense responsibility leaders carry during critical junctures. It underscores the unpredictable nature of international relations and diplomatic encounters. The events surrounding the Cuban Missile Crisis offer enduring lessons for conflict resolution. Zorin's Nyet became a potent symbol of Soviet intransigence and Cold War tension. It highlights the critical need for transparency and honesty in international discourse. The world narrowly avoided disaster, thanks in part to the stark reality exposed that day. This historical exchange is a profound reminder of the stakes involved in global politics. The incident powerfully demonstrates how words can be weapons or tools for peace. It's a classic example of how perception and evidence shape historical outcomes. The Cuban Missile Crisis and Zorin's Nyet offer crucial insights into human decision-making under pressure. This pivotal moment continues to resonate, teaching us about diplomacy's delicate dance. If you found this analysis of a single word's power fascinating, please subscribe for more incredible historical breakdowns. Understanding these pivotal moments helps us navigate our world better. Let us know in the comments which historical quote or single word you think had the biggest impact. Subscribe for more incredible historical breakdowns, and let us know in the comments which historical quote or single word you think had the biggest impact.